I've got to say, this episode went through a good amount of trial and error on what exactly was going to happen with it. Themes changing, demos crashing, wishlisted games making out of nowhere availability, and as I'm editing, realizing I didn't record me playing 2 of the 3 demos. It makes for a totally different episode than I had planned for, which makes me breaking my rule of only 3 demos per video very acceptable. Got some better ideas for the next episode, but this episode really came together as a hodgepodge of demos. Besmirched was the start of what I wanted, a horror-style episode, which I may get to in a future episode. It is a farm simulator-style game like Stardew Valley, but similar to Neverway, which I talked about in my anticipated videos that are upcoming. It has a little edge to it. Like Neverway, it uses a color palette that makes you think something is off. The main colors it uses are pink, purplish gray, goldenrod, and black. You play as a newly hired farmer for the town of Besmirched. You do normal farming stuff in the day, but once the sun sets, zombies come out to kill the townfolk, hence why they are so paranoid. As I was getting into my second day, once I had finished most of the tutorial stuff, exploring more out of the town, the demo crashed. Now I could have just started the demo again, but the crash took me out of my immersion so much that I did not feel in the mood again. Plus, with the game having a release date of May 11th, the developer might want to fix that so that it doesn't stick around during the full release. Still leaving the game on my wishlist though. 2 Left Thumbs is publishing it, and they always have fun choices in games. After, I wanted to try Rogue Factory. The demo for Factorio is sitting on my PC since I've never played it. I thought Rogue Factory might be more up my alley a little bit since I'm more into roguelites. The problem with it is it kept crashing, so I could not get into playing it. Kinda sucks, but that's just how it is sometimes with demos or games in general. After I covered my playtest for Restory, I got into another playtest from Tiny Build. This time for Hozy, a similar style game to Restory. It is a cleaning and decorating game where you move back into your hometown from the big city. But the place you're moving into is a little rough, to say the least. One of the rooms you have to clean has enough empty aluminum cans to question if the previous resident was okay with life. My easiest way of pitching the game to others is the cleaning of Power Wash Sim, the unpacking of Unpacking, and the decorating of Animal Crossing. I was so invested in the decorating that I even had my wife come look at my room that I had decorated to judge my sense of decorating. I don't do much of our personal household decorating, so wanted to see if her influence had helped my style. Spoiler alert, it had. All in all, it does what it wants to. Be cozy. The game's atmosphere provides that. When you clean the windows, the sun shines through without the layer of dust stopping it. One of my favorite things is that when you paint, you use a roller. After you put paint on the wall for a while, the stripes around the cover start to show. And if you keep going, the brush eventually tells you it is out of paint and you need to dip it in the tray. I was doing that in general without the game telling me, but I adore that it forces you to keep the realism. But like Restory, it doesn't try to be overly realistic. But I really like this one note. It's one that should be on all fans of the inspiration and cozy games in general. I mentioned in the intro that I got an email for a game on my wish list getting a demo. That is for Nippets, a hidden object game that focuses on people walking around in small stories. It is telling for me personally that I get excited for demos at this point in my gaming life. Nippets gives you a level to find things that are listed at the bottom. It does a really good job of providing you with hints. Some of the things to find require multiple items, and the hidden system updates after finding one. Then, after meeting the goal of the number of objects it is asking for that single one, for example watermelons, the hint will update you to what you have to do with the final object. It has you interacting with the level and the people in that level. For the level in the demo, a balloon is lost by a toddler. She is crying in the park with her dad. Once you get the balloon that is floated up in the sky, you deliver it back to her. The one demo level also has some fun sub-levels. There's a grocery store to deliver the previously mentioned watermelons to. Windows and blinds can be opened to find hidden objects and even new sub-levels. Even after you find and complete one of the asked things, new areas are open for you to explore. For the footage of me playing it, this is one that I had forgot to play. When I played for the first time, I searched for over an hour and still didn't find anything. I love a good look and find experience, but Nippets does things in a way that is totally unique. Finally, one that caught me off guard was Crumble, which I discovered after seeing Super Sam Bam's covering it. It is a game that came out 5 years ago that I didn't really know anything about, other than it being a 3D platformer. You start at the beginning of the level, go to the end of the level. Pretty basic, but there are 3 catches. Like Sam Bam mentions, it is called Crumble because the world can fall apart as you finish it. In the first level, cannons in the distance are fired at the level, causing it to collapse like skyscraper demolition. It isn't a game that has lives either. You just start back at your checkpoint. It has a leaderboard system for how quick you're able to finish a level. I finished the first level in my first try in close to 9.5 minutes. The top time on the leaderboard was under 30 seconds. Which leads me into my final point. Like Bubsy 4D, Crumble is extremely expressive. The game gives you a long tongue to grapple between platforms. And the grapple isn't just a little jump boost. If you time your grapple correctly, the boost in speed is insane. You can grapple with parts of the level that are crumbling. And, like Bubsy, with good execution, you can save your own life and shoot for a better time instead of respawning. I was pretty blown away by how fun the game was. And it releasing at the end of 2020, it only has 665 Steam reviews, which makes it so underrated, and really one to pick up if you like the genre.